Well, I guess I'm making a series out of this now, since I go to the thrift store a lot. But here's thrift store electronics purchases part 2. Over the past couple of weeks, I've gone to the local thrift stores a few times, and I've accumulated some more electronics. And we got some two pieces of pretty old electronics, an Xbox 360 and an old laptop. Interesting to note, both of them are from around the same time, 2005 and 2006, and neither of them came with the power supply or any accessories. But the differences really end there. Both of them are computing devices. And let's take a look at the Xbox 360 first. So this Xbox 360 I actually got for $20, which is, at this point, it's still a pretty good deal considering that the Xbox 360 is fairly modern. It still gets games, I think, but the last major games that I think the system got was a year and a half ago, as far as from this year 2017. But this Xbox 360 is one of the original Xbox 360s. The Xbox 360 launched in the end of 2005. This one is from 2006. It's still a Xenon processor, or is that right? Xenon or Xena, or the X one, X for Xbox, I guess. But it's one of these ones which has no HDMI port, and looking here, it has a pin in the power supply. I don't know if you can see that, but it's the one which uses this big power brick right here. This is the long one, or some would like to say the metal tipped end one. Actually, that power supply was actually $10. I got that one at GameStop. But so altogether, the system was $30. The video cable, right now I'm using a VGA cable, which I used to have an Xbox 360 a few years ago, one of these models, except it was a bit newer, but I got rid of it. So I got this new one. It's basically a complete system for $30, which is still a good deal considering these models complete go about for $70. As far as a hard drive, we don't have a hard drive, but luckily you can use a thumb drive. This is actually an old 16 gigabyte one. I've since upgraded to 128 gigabytes for my flash drive storage. So basically, this was just extra. You stick it in the front port and have a happy time with memory. As far as the controllers go, I don't have a controller, and it actually just fell off of my desk right there. But we're using this old keyboard, and so we got our old keyboard, which we have here. This is a Dell keyboard. It's from like 2007, I think. It has a USB hub on it, so that's a thing. And you just plug in the front. I don't think you can play games with this, but you can navigate the menus of the Xbox, which is all I'm really using it for. I don't really have any games, but it did come with a game, actually. It came with Dance Central for Kinect, which is odd because this Xbox 360 shipped before the Kinect was made, and if you wanted to use it with a Kinect, you would have to get a special adapter for the Kinect. And while I was at the thrift store, there was no Kinect there. So either they must have kept a useless Kinect, or someone took it for some reason. You can do some interesting projects with a Kinect if you hack it correctly. One thing that might be notable is this Xbox360 is from the era of the Red Ring of Death. This Xbox360 was full of dust, so that might have heated it up a little bit. But I cleaned it out and it works fine. It never got a Red Ring of Death as far as I know. Which maybe that's why it was so cheap at the thrift store. This model especially, it's notorious for that. So it actually works fine, which is probably, I kind of knew it while I was buying it because I have this idea that all the Xbox 360s that had the Red Ring of Death are probably long gone now. So if you see one of these, it probably works okay just because someone hung on to it long enough to keep it here. So aside from this, we also got a laptop. This laptop was pretty dirty, but I cleaned it up. So this is an Intel Centrino laptop from 2005. Came with Windows XP, I think, or at least that's the product key it has on the back for it. This laptop appears to work fine, but I haven't been able to fully test it because I don't have the power supply. It needs 15 volts at 5 amps. I haven't really gotten that. I have put a bunch of AA batteries together and made that work. You can see I took out the Ethernet jack on the back. That's because it was corroded, and I added in a different power jack, one that I could find an adapter for. So getting power to that would be something that I'm going to do sometime. But we're just going to forget about the laptop for now and screw with the Xbox 360. So we're going to run it flat just because that's how I like it. Remember that it's using VGA cables, which I think out of this model is the highest you can get. From what I heard, these Xbox 360s do not do 1080p at all, but VGA is a connector standard that should be capable of 1080p. You can do 720 via component. So just to prove that all this works, one thing that I like about this console is how compliant it is with PC hardware. Just normal flash drive, keyboard. Maybe you could do that with the PS3, I don't know. So this thing does ramp up the fans pretty fast. It's actually clear its vents. So, believe it or not, working. So, we have our keyboard. My camera work is probably horrible, but you can go movies on TV, music. It's not connected to the internet right now, but it has an Ethernet port on the back. I could just hook it up. So it's really ramping up the fans. This Xbox is like a jet engine. The other Xbox that I had didn't do this. I don't know why this one's like this. I guess because of it's designed on a 65 nanometer process instead of a 45 nanometer process, which I think is which is the best they got up to. But so let's go to our system. So we are doing the full resolution of this old display at 720p. So we're really ramping up that fan there. So as far as a media center, which I'm going to use this for, it's pretty good, I guess. I want to see if I can put like use it as at least a DVD upscaler, maybe have some movies on it. I'll put this in my bedroom, and that can be media center. Before this thing does actually get a red ring of death for ramping up its fan so much, it is spitting out a lot of heat there, so let's turn it off. So that's what I bought at the thrift store for the past few weeks. I will make another video on this subject once I get more electronics, and don't worry, I do get rid of these electronics, or I am going to some of these I might actually try to resell, others I might try to keep. So there should be a constant flow of new devices which I pick up at the store, just to show you can find things, but you gotta go a lot and you might not have the best of deals, but that should be fine.